Hello, I hope you're well. This video is going to be a bit of a guide. I'm going to walk you through a mission, going to commentate and explain absolutely everything I'm doing so that you're ready to just hop into the game come July the 16th when this comes out. We'll start on the small map, USA Lost House, and we'll do it on low activity, which is the easier difficulty, just so that I can ease you into it and explain what I'm doing a bit better without any pressure. If you do find this video helpful, please do let me know down in the comments if you'd like to see more, because then I will know where to focus my attention. So the goal of this is to identify the category of the ghost and successfully exorcise them. So in the process, you have to get evidence which determines the exorcism steps and also work out the ghost category. So if you open your tablet with Escape, go into Ghostpedia. First of all, let's go over the ghost categories. There's currently 5 in the game, so it's kind of interesting how you work these out. So you have to observe them, see what they look like in some instances, see how they behave. In other instances, you can work them out based off the sound as well that they can give off. So this is not tied to evidence. This is all observation and trying to identify them that way. So first of all, you've got the Poltergeist. The Poltergeist loves objects. If you see them moving a lot of items compared to others, you might get an idea that you've got a Poltergeist. They don't like it when you touch objects as well. So if you notice they get really pissed off if you're touching things near them, you could work out that you've got a Polty that way. They have no visual differences as well, so you can't really spot them by looking at their model, essentially. Next, we have the Shadow. This is one that you can work out just by looking at the model. They're very, very dark and a bit transparent. Very, very obvious when you've got one. I will point it out if we get one this mission, and then you will know what to look for. Apparently, they also try and turn off lights because they are a fan of the dark, so something else to look out for. Looking at them visually is enough to work it out, though, from my experience. Next, we have the Revenant. So the Revenant was just changed quite dramatically. The Revenant can now only crawl. That is their unique characteristic. So if you see a ghost that is crawling, make sure you look at them again later in the mission. If they're still crawling, it's probably obvious that it's a Revenant. Yeah, any ghost can crawl. The thing with Revenants is they have to crawl. That's the big difference. Next, we have the Demon. So the Demons look like any other ghosts. They don't look different visually. The big thing about them is they're mega aggressive. The crucifix is more effective against them. They have a big audio cue, the demon. They have a very distinct, booming, deep, cackling laugh. When you hear it, you know what to listen for. But they often laugh at you when they're about to kill you as well. So something to listen out for. And finally, you have the children category. So they're quite obvious to spot visually. They will be a bit smaller than the rest. Some of them are unique models only for the children category as well. And they can also sing at you when you try and ask them to talk, which is a little bit creepy. Very distinct. Another audio cue that's unique to them. So while you're going about the mission, try and see the ghost, see how they're behaving, try and work out the category. In the process, you're going to be gathering evidence, which will determine what you need to do to exorcise them. So first of all, you've got electromagnetic field. You would use this here, the EMF reader. So you can get an EMF reading of 5 or 3/4. Then you would use the entity scanner here. So if you're near them, this will tick up from 0 to 100% if it is an evidence that they give off. And then it will give you a reading, which is one of these. There's 4 different options. Next, you can measure the temperatures using the MEL meter. At the bottom, the temp reading. You can get 0 temps or negative temps if it's evidence this mission. The top reading is the occult energy that's given off by cursed objects. There's a few cursed objects in each mission. Sometimes they're related to the exorcism. As of me recording, the MEL meter is currently bugged with the occult readings. It doesn't give them off. So I'm just going to be using this for temperatures, but that will be fixed very shortly, I'm sure. Next, after temperatures, you can ask for written evidence. You normally hold the book in your hand and say, can you write in the book? Sometimes, though, they will write in the book or drawing the book. They're 2 of the options. Symbol picture writing or textual writing. Other times you can get wall writing or wall drawing, which can be anywhere in the building, so you might need to look out for them. Something to note as well, sometimes the writing can be naked to the eye, so you have to use the photo camera to observe it. The photo camera also has a night vision mode with middle mouse button. Also worth noting about this is that you can always see the ghost with this camera, inside and outside of night vision, which is really, really useful. The camera's kind of glitching at the moment, just a little bit. When you're near the ghost, it will glitch a lot more, a hell of a lot more, so look out for that one. After that, the final piece of evidence could be audio proof, which is Spirit Box, essentially. Them talking through the Spirit Box back to you would be EVP. Them playing the radio through the box would be Spirit Box radio, quite obvious when you hear it and know what to listen for. And finally, evidence audio voice is them talking outside of the box. You will hear the voices around you. Again, quite obvious when you know what to listen for. So that's what to do in terms of evidence. You want to try and get as much as you can. In the meantime, try and observe the ghost, see if you can work out the category. Because we're playing on low activity, the lower difficulty, the ghost is going to be much less aggressive than normal. And they are only going to give off 2 to 3 pieces of evidence. But from my experience playing on this difficulty, it always seems to be 3, not 2 to 3. So we're going to be looking for 3. Could be any random combination. So 2 of them here are essentially red herrings. We won't get readings from them. So let's get started anyway. First things first, let's get a flashlight. I like to press middle mouse button to put it in my left hand. And then put my evidence equipment in my right hand. Because then when you scroll, it swaps between them like that. So let's go in, see if we can get a reading on either of these to begin with. I mean, it could be possible but that both of these are the red herrings this mission, because we only get 3 evidence, remember, on this difficulty. Oh, we're getting a signal reading. So we know the ghost is here because it's going up, essentially. And we're getting an EMF reading, so we know that they're both evidence this mission. So we're getting EMF 3/4. It's never going to 5. Good to know. So put in EMF 3/4 here. Good. And whenever that goes off, we'll know that the ghost is close, because we know they do give off EMF readings this mission. This is still going up. We'll just wait for this to finish. Oh, so the ghost has left us. The EMF's dropped off, and the signal reading has dropped off. Okay, I found them again. They must be over here at the moment. They're on the move, aren't they? Where are they? Let that tick up. Yeah, they're over here. EMF's going bananas over here. So once that's at 100%, it gives you a reading. So this mission we have 9p350. That one there. So we only need to get 1 more piece of evidence. We've already got 2. Need to see the ghost and work out what they are in the process as well. That would be helpful, right? So it's either going to be temperatures nearby them, written evidence, or audio proof. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick up the photo camera, which lets you see the ghost. Remember, inside and outside of night vision. We can see if they're like an obvious one, like a shadow, which is like going to be like really dark and transparent, or child, maybe like really small. In the meantime, we'll bring in the MEL meter, try and get some temperatures. And like I said earlier, this camera will glitch massively when you're next to the ghost. I can still hear the EMF. Oh, it just petered off, actually. That EMF was going bananas, which means the ghost was just here. We will see them now with this camera. Maybe leave night vision off because of my flashlight. Oh, you're trying to scare me, ghost. You're trying to scare me, aren't you? Let's try, Oh, hello. I'll tell you what, when we get an EMF reading, we'll know they're nearby as well. So then we can try looking for temps, because temps, EMF, this signal thing, they're all local to the ghost. And the ghost just moves around quite a lot. That they seem to wander everywhere. What you can ask is, ghost, can you come here? That often works. Ghost, can you come here? There you go. They're here. Okay, so the camera's going... There they are, right in front of me. Right in front of me. Are you a shadow? Look at that. That's a shadow. So, like, really, really, really dark, like I said. Have we got any temperature readings? Because we know they're here. They're stood right here, and no temperature readings. So we know temperatures are red herring this mission. And we know they're a shadow, so let's put this in before I forget. Shadow. Something you should also do, as soon as you work out what they are, put in shadow, or whatever it is, on here. Because even if you die, you still get rewarded if you enter it correctly in here. Also worth noting, if you die in the building, if you have your items in the building when you die, you will lose extras you brought in. This is all starter equipment, so you don't have to worry. You'll always get this at the start of every mission. But if you buy things from the market and want to bring in extras, you can bring them in here. It's these extras that if you don't bring them back to the van before the mission's over, you will lose them and have to rebuy them. But if you bring them back, even if you later die, you still keep them. That's also worth noting. Let's try the spirit box and the book then. See which one we can get. Right, how are we doing so far? Let's do this. So it's going to be one of them. It is going to be one of them because there were no temperatures. So let's try the box first. They're here at the moment. EMF's going bananas. Can you hear me? Best thing to ask. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? It's probably writing then. Could you write in the book? Can you write in the book? Thank you so much. They also stole my pencil. I love that little feature. So yeah, we got book drawing this time, not writing. So let me just go enter this. That's our 3 pieces of evidence because on low activity, remember, it's 2 to 3. But from my experience, I said it always seems to be 3. So we've got our 3. It is symbol picture writing in this instance. Like I said, you can get these on the wall as well. Lovely. So we have shadow in. Got all our evidence. Once you're confident that's correct, print off your exorcism instructions. So what do we need to do? We have to throw salt at them, or get them to walk over salt. So you can place it on the floor and lure them over. You can throw it straight at them, or you can use the salt shotgun, which is completely badass. We also need to flash them close with an instant camera. And we also need to throw holy water on them. They're all quite simple actually, and it's also worth noting, you don't have to do these in this order. You can do them in whatever order you like. You could do it in reverse, you could just mix it up. Just as long as all those actions are done at some point, that's all that matters. That's fantastic. Before we go in though, because the mission has gone on quite a long time, they tend to get more and more aggressive the longer the mission goes on. So I want to just talk to you quickly about how to protect yourself and how to evade the ghost. So we have some protection items at our disposal. You have the crucifix and you have the statue of Mary. So the statue of Mary only works if she's on the ground. The crucifix works either in your hand or on the ground, either option. So they basically ward the ghost away. If they try and come close, sometimes it feels like they get stuck on like an invisible barrier and it kind of pushes them back a little bit. So they're really useful. I'm going to leave them both on the floor for now. Oh! No, you didn't. The ghost does not want me back in. I know what you think of me after that one. A little bit rude, eh? Stop trying to ruin my guide. Very rude. Also, worth noting, if you don't have any form of protection, I mean, protection is only like a temporary solution. You do not want me to go back in. You and that door. So what you will have to do, if you're being chased, you will have to try and sprint away. But the downside is, you only have 5 or seconds of sprinting. Once this has run out, you are out of breath and can't sprint for quite a few seconds. We have some company. We have some company. You're really trying to ruin my guide, aren't you? So once you're out of sprint, the ghost will catch you really, really quickly. The best thing to do when you're trying to avoid them is to close doors behind you. Would you leave that door alone, please? So say if they're chasing me. If you close the door, hold left click, close it till you hear it closing, and hold it shut. They will then not be able to pass the door. They will have to bash down the door. It takes 5 hits for the ghost to bash down a door, then it will be permanently broken, and then they will just be able to pass through the archway freely. So yeah, you want to... What I do, I sprint until my sprint runs out, and then when I'm out of sprint and the ghost can probably catch me, I close the door and hold it shut while I wait for my sprint to recharge, and then I will... When that's back, I will sprint and sprint and sprint. And then when it runs out again, I will do the same thing at the next door, rinse and repeat, hold it shut, let them bash it down a bit, get my sprint to regenerate, run to the next door, etc. That's your best strategy for avoiding them in a chase. Not much else you can do. Unless, you know, for example, like they are weak to holy water, you could keep a stash of holy water around and throw it at them, and that might temporarily dispel them. But not everyone will be weak to holy water. Like sometimes, depending on what you put in here, for example, let's say we have temps of 0 and EVP, it gives us some more instructions here. So then they would also be weak to these things here like salt, flashing them with the camera, incense, etc. So let me just get rid of these before we get confused. It was temperatures and EVP. So yeah, holy water, flash them, and salt. Let's do this. So holy water, we'll do that first. If we get the photo camera with the night vision mode, well, you don't need the night vision mode to see them. We can see them inside and outside of night vision, but we need this camera to see them, basically. If the ghost is not like chasing and attacking you, you won't see them with your eyes in general. That's what I've found. So use this camera to get eyes on them. Oh, they're here. The camera's going really glitchy. There they are, right in front of me. So let's throw holy water. Beautiful. So see that white smoke with like the red and blue lights and the audio cue as well? That means that we successfully completed an exorcism step. If you don't get that smoke, you don't get that audio cue, you know that you've done something wrong. You've probably either put in the wrong category or you've got the wrong evidence. So you need to go back and reassess your actions to try and work out where you went wrong in that case. So boom, we've done the holy water. Also need to flash them with the camera and throw salt at them or get them to walk over salt. So they're actually really, really simple instructions, kind of fitting for like the first guide. So let's take the instant camera. That's this thing here with the green dots. Once we get eyes on them with the photo camera, we'll flash them with this one. So these have 2 charges per instant camera. And then if you want to take more, you have to go and bring more in. If you've bought them from the market, you can go to the back of the van and like summon them there on that board that I showed you earlier. Ooh, they're here. Camera's going crazy. You love this door. You don't want me to leave, do you? Also worth noting, the ghosts can lock you in. They can lock doors sometimes. Don't want to scare you, but... Oh, they're in front of me, look. Ooh, there. Nice. So we flashed them with the instant camera. That only has 1 more use now. So yeah, if I wanted to bring extras, I would have to come in here, find the section with instant camera, and if I bought optional ones, I'll be able to bring them in. I think they are here. There you go. So then you just spawn them in like this, like that. And like I said, as long as these stay in the van when you leave, you will keep them. Even if you like drop them outside or in the building, and you leave the mission, whether alive or not, you will lose them. Right. So all we need to do now, we're so close. Just need to throw salt at them, and we'll do it the traditional way by hand. If I miss, I've got more that I can bring. We haven't even got attacked this time. Maybe in the next guide, eh? I'll be able to show you. Well, there's still time for me to be attacked, I suppose. Ooh. Ooh, they're right there. So let's throw salt at them. This should finish it. Ooh, they're pissed off. They don't like my salt. Ooh, you're pissed off, aren't you? They've gone away. Ooh, EMF in this room means they're back here. They're by the EMF reader. Right, let's end this. Salt. Nice. Also through my camera. So, see that like firework effect? That means you've successfully completed the exorcism. If we just got the puff of smoke, that means that I probably missed some evidence and we've missed a step of the exorcism. But yes, the fireworks means that they've gone. We're completely safe now. Oh, hey, mission completed. And what a mess we've made of the house. I don't know how I threw my camera at them at the same time. Bonk them over the head with it. Did I take a photo earlier? I noticed it's at 2 out of 3. So you can go in your tablet and click on photo here. Oh, of course, I took a photo of the ghost. So you can take photos of things like ghost writing, the ghosts, other things, cursed objects, etc. Just experiment to work them out. The closer you are, the better the photo quality you get. So that's 3 stars. I believe that's the best from what I found out so far. That's a really good photo, actually. A little bit creepy, isn't it? A little bit creepy. Thank you, Mary and Crucifix. You did wonders this mission. Oh, the homeowners can clean up. It's cool. It's cool. So there you go. The ghost has gone. Lovely jubbly. We can now call this one in. We'll just make sure that we've got everything like ticked off on the board and stuff, put in the right category. And before we leave, let me just scan the optional objectives. So let's just go through them, because I actually forgot to go through these, but something you can do just for a bit of extra money. So exorcise the entity has now gone green, which means completed. Fantastic, we're safe. Bring back 4 occult objects. Like I said, the MEL meter normally reads them with the OCC reading. As of me recording this, it's bugged, but I'm sure this will get fixed very soon. The other item you can use is this thing here called the occult sniffer. Basically like a Geiger counter. When you go near a cursed object, when it's turned on, you can tell by that yellow light at the top. When you go near one, the needle will basically shoot up the closer you get. When it's at like hovering between 4 and 5, you're pretty much at it. Something to note about cursed objects, they're not always visible with the naked eye. Sometimes you have to use the photo camera to see them. Just like the ghost, this one here. So if you see an object on the camera, but not with your eye, you know it's a cursed object. And then what you can do, to reveal an invisible cursed object, you can flash it with the instant camera. Just like we did with the ghost earlier. Oh, I don't actually have spares to bring. Oh, here, I do. So yeah, if you find an invisible cursed object, if you see it in, if you get a reading with that and then see it on the camera, say it's on this chair, You just flash it and it'll appear. And then sometimes you have to like destroy them with the neutrino gun as part of an exorcism step, depending on the evidence or the ghost type. Sometimes you might want to bring cursed objects back here, because as of this optional objective here, bring back 4, that will get extra money for that. Even if you don't have that as an optional objective, bringing them back, you still get rewarded some money. So always bring them back. And it's a good idea to take a photo of them as well with a photo camera, just for even more money. Film a spirit next to a camera. We could have actually done that one. I've actually brought... Well, actually, you get given this camera here. So if you place this down, just leave it there for now. You can use this display here if you click the arrows to swap cameras. So there we go. There's me. Hello. You can also change to night vision as well, which is pretty useful in the dark. So if we got them on the camera... that would have ticked off that objective. And finally, measure an OCC temperature above 10 with the MEL reader. Again, something we could have done with the MEL reader at the moment, but there we go. That's all we can do for now. Something to note, when you do exorcise the entity, any cursed objects that are in the building will disappear, so we can't actually go back and do that now, but I can show you that in another guide if we have to do that at some point. So we've put in shadow on the board, that's all that matters. We've exorcised them, it's gone green. Can't get any more cursed objects because they disappear after you exorcise them. We're good. Let's call this one in. Before I do, I'm just going to check, did I summon any optional items and leave them in the building? Because if I don't bring them back, we will lose out. Did I leave an instant camera in there? Can't remember. Can't remember if this was the default one they gave us or if that was the one I brought. Yeah, you can leave default items in there because they will always come back on the shelf at the start of a mission. Only worry about bringing back your optional ones that you've decided to bring in. I think we're done. I think I've brought everything back that I need to. Mary and the crucifix are the just base items they give you. You can stay there and protect the house just in case something comes back. Let's close the door. A little bit safer for the journey home. Let's call this one in and we will review the post-game stats. See how we did. Let's do this. Nice smooth mission. So that was not very aggressive, that ghost, because we're on low activity. Big difference if you play on the higher difficulties. They will pretty much attack you nearly constantly when you get later in the mission. Can make it really difficult to deal with them. Yay, we did it. So let's go through the board. First of all, we found 3 out of 3 pieces of evidence, all correctly marked in the Ghostpedia. So make sure you have them in here when you leave as well. And we didn't bring back any objects, as I explained. We detected them with the analyzer, which was the like white device at the start. We didn't film them next to the camera, but I showed you how to do that. I could have got that reading earlier with the MEL, but never mind. And then moving on to the proper goals. For classifying them, you get half of what you get for exercising them. So yeah, even if you don't exercise them, even if you die and put in the right category, you still get rewarded some money, which is good. And we also exercise them, beautiful, which is double the classification reward. And we got 1 photo, 3-star ghost photo, gave us 10 on this difficulty. You get more money for that on the higher difficulties, I believe. Collected no objects, as explained, they all disappeared after we exercised them, the ones that were left in the building. So we got a decent chunk of XP and a decent amount of money for a low activity mission. That's a pretty good result. So at the moment, there's low activity like that. And there's also level full, which is the high difficulty essentially. 3 maps, you got the smallest house, you got the pianist's manor, which is like a 3-story creepy manor house in the middle. And then you've got the fort, which is like a ruined castle. Quite creepy. I die a lot on that map, it's quite dangerous. So there you go. I hope that was helpful anyway. I hope you learned some things. I hope it helped prep you ready for July the 16th. Like I said earlier, if you did find this video helpful, if you do want to see more guides, please let me know down in the comments so that I know where to focus my attention. If you want to see me play on the higher difficulties, if you want to see me do a tutorial on some of the other maps and maybe show you how cursed objects work and other things like that in the process, do let me know and I'll sort something out. But I hope you found this video helpful anyway. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. As always, take care of yourselves and I'll catch you soon.